Welcome to Make It a Better Day. I'm William, and with me is Laura. Today we're exploring an article that completely changed how I think about environmental action, from harm reduction to positive impact, redefining sustainability.
And it centers on this powerful quote from Johann Zeitz: sustainability is no longer about doing less harm. It's about doing more good. William, I remember when you first shared this article with me, you said it made you rethink everything about your sustainability efforts.
It really did. You know how I was always bragging about my reusable bags and metal straws? Well, after reading this, I realized I was stuck in what the article calls the harm reduction mindset. I was so focused on doing less bad that I'd completely missed opportunities to create actual good.
That reminds me of my wake-up call. I spent 3 years reducing my company's energy usage, feeling pretty proud of our 15% reduction. Then I learned about Interface, the carpet company mentioned in the article. They're not just reducing, they're actually making carpet tiles that capture carbon from the air.
That's such a perfect example of this mindset shift. Instead of asking how do we use less energy, they asked how can our products actively improve the environment.
Exactly. And Patagonia's doing similar work with their regenerative agriculture program. They're not just trying to farm with fewer chemicals, they're actually rebuilding soil health and creating wildlife habitats through their supply chain.
You know what I love about these examples? They show how one positive action can create multiple benefits. But I know some listeners might be thinking, that's great for big companies, but what about regular people?
Actually, the article had some fascinating examples of individual impact. Remember the story about the patio herb garden?
Yes. It started as just growing herbs to reduce packaging waste, but it evolved into this amazing biodiversity project. And that's something anyone could do, regardless of space or budget.
Although let's be honest about challenges too. My first attempt at positive impact was a disaster. I tried to start a neighborhood composting program, and well, let's just say the local raccoons had some very good meals.
But you didn't give up. Tell our listeners what happened next.
Right, instead of just focusing on waste reduction, I reached out to the community garden nearby. Now we have this whole system where our compost feeds their garden, which feeds the local food bank. The raccoons still visit, but now they're part of a bigger success story.
That's exactly what the article means about amplifying personal impact. You turned a single action into something that benefits the whole community. Can you share some specific steps for listeners who want to try this approach?
First, look at something you're already doing to reduce harm. Maybe you're taking shorter showers to save water. Ask yourself, how could this create something positive? Could you redirect that saved water to a community garden? Could you start a water conservation education program at local schools?
And the article emphasizes starting with your unique skills and interests. If you're good with technology, maybe you could help environmental groups improve their websites. If you love teaching, you could start a sustainability workshop series.
I'm actually working with a retired accountant who's using her skills to help environmental nonprofits manage their finances better. She says she's having more impact now than when she was just trying to reduce her own carbon footprint.
That's brilliant. And it brings up another key point from the article: this isn't just about environmental impact. When we focus on creating good, we often see benefits in unexpected areas, community connections, new skills, even business opportunities.
Speaking of unexpected benefits, should we share what happened with your failed solar panel project?
Oh, that's a good one. I couldn't afford the full solar installation I wanted, but while researching, I connected with others in my apartment building. Now we're working on a shared solar project that's actually more efficient than individual installations would have been.
And it's created this whole community energy initiative. See, listeners, sometimes our failures lead to even better solutions when we stay focused on creating positive impact.
Let's give our listeners today's challenge. The article suggests starting with what they call positive impact mapping. Take 5 minutes to write down, what resources do you have? What skills? What connections? Then ask yourself, How could these create something good?
And remember, you don't have to figure it all out at once. Start with one small positive action and watch how it grows. Like my composting disaster that turned into a community food project.
We'd love to hear your ideas and experiences. What are you already doing that could be transformed from harm reduction into positive impact? What challenges are you facing?
And don't forget, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being creative and persistent in finding ways to do more good. Sometimes the smallest actions have the biggest ripple effects.
Thank you for joining us on Make It a Better Day. Don't forget to visit our website for the article and much more. Remember, sustainability isn't just about using less or doing less harm, it's about creating more good in the world. Let's start today.